In the early 1970s, a young entrepreneur named Frederick W. Smith had a vision that would revolutionize the way packages were delivered. He believed that the world needed an overnight delivery service, one that was fast, efficient, and reliable. This idea led him to create Federal Express, now known as FedEx. However, despite the brilliance of his concept, the company was on the brink of failure just a few years after its launch. What happened next would become one of the most legendary business survival stories of all time. FedEx bet its last remaining funds in a casino to keep the business alive. The birth of FedEx. Frederick W. Smith came up with the idea for FedEx while studying at Yale University. In a term paper, he outlined a system that could guarantee overnight delivery using a network of centralized hubs and aircraft. His professor wasn't particularly impressed, but Smith believed in the idea enough to turn it into a business. In 1971, Smith used his inheritance, around $4 million, and raised an additional $90 million from investors and venture capitalists to launch Federal Express. The company officially started operations in 1973, with 14 planes delivering packages to 25 cities. The goal was simple: create a system where packages could be delivered overnight, something that no other shipping service was able to guarantee at the time. The struggles of a startup. Despite the innovative approach, FedEx faced massive challenges. The cost of running an airline-based delivery service was enormous, and the company was hemorrhaging money. Fuel prices were rising, and operational expenses were far higher than anticipated. By 1974, just a year after launching, FedEx was on the verge of collapse. The company had lost nearly $29 million, and it was struggling to secure more funding. Investors were skeptical, banks were unwilling to extend more credit, and competitors like UPS and the U.S. Postal Service dominated the market. With just $5,000 left in its corporate account, FedEx didn't even have enough money to refuel its planes. The desperate gamble. With no viable options left, Smith made a bold and desperate move. Instead of giving up, he took a flight to Las Vegas with the company's last $5,000. He walked into a blackjack table and started playing. This wasn't just blind luck. Smith had played blackjack before, and he understood basic strategies. Still, the risk was enormous. If he lost, FedEx would likely shut down within days. But if he won, there was a chance to keep the company afloat just a little longer. Miraculously, by the end of the night, Smith had turned the $5,000 into $27,000. It wasn't enough to solve all of FedEx's problems, but it was enough to pay for fuel and keep operations running for another week. More importantly, it bought Smith time to secure additional funding, turning the tide. After returning from Las Vegas, Smith used the short reprieve to persuade investors to inject more money into FedEx. His confidence and determination impressed them, and he was eventually able to raise $11 million in additional capital. This new funding allowed FedEx to continue operations and expand its services. Smith also focused on improving the company's financial stability. He renegotiated deals, streamlined operations, and aggressively marketed FedEx's unique overnight delivery promise. The company's big break came when it secured a contract with the Federal Reserve to deliver checks overnight. This proved that Smith's idea could work on a large scale. The rise of FedEx. By the late 1970s, FedEx had turned its financial situation around. The company went public in 1978, raising millions of dollars and securing its future. From that point on, FedEx continued to grow, expanding internationally, and introducing new technologies that further cemented its dominance in the shipping industry. Today, FedEx is a global giant, delivering millions of packages daily across 220 countries. It generates billions in revenue and is considered one of the most reliable logistics companies in the world. None of this would have been possible if not for that one desperate gamble in Las Vegas. The risks and rewards of entrepreneurship. The story of FedEx's near collapse and dramatic recovery highlights the unpredictable nature of entrepreneurship. Building a successful business is rarely a smooth journey. Entrepreneurs often face financial setbacks, investor doubts, and market challenges. In many cases, survival depends on making quick, high-stakes decisions under pressure. Smith's decision to bet his company's last $5,000 in a casino was risky, but it reflected his unwavering belief in his vision. Many entrepreneurs might have given up, but Smith was willing to do whatever it took to buy more time. His ability to act decisively in a crisis ultimately led to FedEx becoming one of the most successful logistics companies in the world. Lessons from the FedEx casino story. 1. Calculated risks can pay off, while gambling isn't a sustainable business strategy. Smith's decision wasn't entirely reckless. He understood the odds, and his willingness to take a risk saved his company. 2. Resilience is key. Many entrepreneurs give up when faced with overwhelming challenges. Smith's determination to keep fighting, even when the odds were against him, made all the difference. 3. Timing and perseverance matter. The casino winnings alone didn't save FedEx, but they gave Smith the time he needed to secure real funding. Sometimes, survival is about buying just enough time to make the right moves. 4. Innovation wins. In the long run, FedEx's business model was groundbreaking. Even though the company struggled initially, its unique value proposition eventually led to success. The legacy of Frederick W. Smith's gamble. FedEx's near collapse and dramatic turnaround continue to inspire business leaders and entrepreneurs. The story of risking it all in a casino showcases not only Smith's ability to think outside the box, but also his unwavering belief in his company's potential. Many startups face financial struggles, and while most wouldn't resort to gambling, the lesson here is that survival often requires unconventional thinking and bold moves. Since its recovery, FedEx has set benchmarks in the logistics industry. The company pioneered package tracking systems, optimized hub and spoke logistics, and expanded rapidly into international markets. Its influence on global trade and e-commerce is immeasurable. Moreover, Smith's personal journey teaches that entrepreneurship is rarely smooth sailing. He went from being doubted in college to running a billion-dollar corporation, but only after enduring near bankruptcy, investor skepticism, and market challenges. His willingness to take a huge risk, adapt to circumstances, and push forward against the odds ultimately shaped the fate of FedEx. FedEx's continued evolution. FedEx didn't stop innovating after its early survival. Over the decades, it has consistently adapted to changing technology, global trade shifts, and e-commerce growth. The rise of online shopping, particularly with giants like Amazon, has reshaped logistics, making fast and efficient deliveries even more critical. The company has invested heavily in automation, artificial intelligence, and green logistics. FedEx has tested drone deliveries, electric delivery vans, and predictive logistics, powered by AI to stay ahead of competitors. Its ability to evolve and lead the industry reflects the same resilience that helped it survive the early years. Conclusion. FedEx's story is one of the greatest examples of entrepreneurial resilience. Frederick W. Smith's bold decision to bet his company's last dollars in a casino could have ended in disaster. Instead, it bought FedEx just enough time to secure the funding it needed to become one of the biggest logistics companies in the world. Today, FedEx's success serves as a reminder that sometimes taking a risk, even a wild one, can be the difference between failure and a billion-dollar empire.